Greetings folks, and welcome to the first edition of Halloween Havoc 2023 with me, your host, Learned Rob, aka Rob from 81632-bit. Now, as you can probably guess, this is going to be a spooky themed video about scary games for the Sega Master System, and this is just part one. Yes, that's right, there are a few spooky games for the Master System, but not as many as you will think, and even though it isn't a huge number, I've elected to split it into two groups simply because I don't want the video to run ridiculously long. Anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at this first batch of spooky, scary games for the Sega Master System. So, first up we have Altered Beast. It's a bit of an arcade classic from Sega where you play a were creature. I mean, for most people you're a werewolf because very few people tend to get past the first stage or two, and on this Master System version that's not really surprising. It's, well, rubbish if I'm being completely honest with you. It looks okay in stills, but as you can see here in motion, it's terrible. Yes, the baddies look suitably gross and spooky, but everything moves slowly and jerkily, and it's just a terrible game to play. Although, as I said, it looks reasonably atmospheric in stills. It's still a terrible game. If you must play a spooky game on the Master System at Halloween, don't let it be this jerky, flickery, hideous, awful mess. Let's move on, shall we? So, next on the list we have Ghost House. Now, Ghost House is a fairly primitive, fairly simple, but pretty good looking platform game where you have to wander around the titular ghost house, punching vampire bats and ghosts and what appear to be kitchen plungers, but I'm guessing they're supposed to be darts, and working your way through the house to a confrontation with Dracula. Now, you can get to this confrontation pretty quick if you want to, or you can take your time and investigate round the house. Now, I have to be honest, for what is a fairly early Master System game, this looks pretty decent. The graphics are nicely defined, and it does have a bit of a spooky feel to it with its enemy design and everything. It's not too bad, and of course, here comes the big D himself, Dracula. Get your minds out of the gutter there, people who thought I was going to say something else then. But yeah, it's not a bad spooky little game. As you can see from this footage, I am absolutely pants at it. But this is a significantly better game to play than Altered Beast. So, I would recommend giving this one a try. Now, let's move on to the next spooky game. And here we have Laser Ghost. Now, this is an interesting game concept because it's meant to be played either with the Master System's Light Phaser or with the joypad. Now, it's not exactly what you would think it would be. Now, you do get this really nice little intro here, which I'm going to let play out in the background because it's rare to get a full intro like this on a lot of these earlier Master System games. They would often just be a simple title screen then straight into the game. However, Laser Ghost attempts to set a bit of atmosphere and scene, and to be fair, it does it quite well. You get a nice little bit of backstory and a little bit of animation there, and it's pretty well done. I mean, I have to admit, the story behind the game, the girl trapped in the basement, her soul being stolen, does make me think very much of a sort of a King Diamond album kind of deal here, you know. You can imagine King Diamond with his high-pitched voice being going like, Lisa Ghost! Excuse my really bad high-pitched crackly voice there. But you know, that's the kind of thing that King Diamond would do. But here we go, we're in the Demon Manor. And this is where you see how different and strange this game is. You have no control over the girl. You control the cursor. You can shoot the damaged bits on the wall, you can shoot the enemies that appear, and she will make her way towards the end of the level. She'll just keep walking. You just have to keep her alive. You can shoot out the candles and everything will go black, as you can see. You have a special bomb that goes off. You know, you've got these little bonus rooms here, and you can collect extra special weapons and energy, because yes, even if you're not being attacked by the enemies, the girl's energy will go down. It's permanently decreasing. And you'll fight bosses. Like this here. This isn't quite the end of stage, but these suits of armour will come alive and you've got to stop them. Now, you can shoot them, but it takes forever. Or you can use the specials, which does speed things up somewhat. This is definitely a quirky game. It's different. It's unusual. It's an interesting way of how you would have used the light phaser, and obviously I'm playing it here with a pad. I think it would have been easier with the light phaser, but it's reasonably atmospheric and it's fairly spooky. It's good for a little blast, you know. It's a shortish play, and it's one that you'll probably get some fun from. So yeah, it's one of the better spooky games on the Master System, and let's move on to the final game for this video, and believe you me, it's an awful lot better than anything that's come before. And here we are, the absolute best game in this video, Ghouls and Ghosts. This is a legendary arcade title which saw some fairly decent home conversions, and truth be told, this Master System version is excellent. It nails the spooky atmospherics perfectly, and it plays really well. When you think how weak compared to the arcade hardware the Master System was, this is a damn good version of the game. It nails the vibe and the spooky and creepiness. It's a really fun game. Yes, it's harder than 10-day-old rock cakes, but it's a superb game. And yeah, it's suitably spooky with its Grim Reaper bad guys and skull-laden guillotines and creepy vultures and freaky magicians. Everything about this game is spooky, and that's the point, that it's there in the title, Ghouls and Ghosts. If you don't get that this is meant to be a spooky game, then you're not getting it. But it's fun, and I love it, and I heartily recommend anybody who has access to a Master System play this game. It's that damn good. So there you go, folks, part 1 of spooky, scary games for the Sega Master System. Part 2 should be coming in a couple of weeks' time. If you've enjoyed this video, you know, do let me know in the comments down below. If you've really enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you've really enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. You know, it's all good, everything helps, and I will see you next time. This is Rob saying, so long.